Hi, Editing Dust here from the future, just to let you know that you're listening to our first, probably of many, cursed episode. Both Tara and I sound croaky and increasingly drunk in this episode because Tara had the flu and I was recovering from surgery and found out later that I felt so shitty because I also had COVID. And we had crazy connection issues that we've never had before or since while we were recording. This isn't an apology. I'm just bragging. I came here to brag that we still got a half-decent episode out of all that chaos. So enjoy. Have you ever seen a ghost? Oh man, that's so scratchy. Sorry.
We're both just going to be really scratchy this episode because I've still got illness. So.
It's fine. It's fine. Hangover from Life edition.
Have you ever seen a ghost? Hag edition.
Hag edition. That's every episode. This is our paranormal citizen journalism podcast where we're going to ask everyone in the world if they've seen a ghost. I'm Dacia.
And I'm Tara. And welcome to the thing.
Welcome to this thing that's happening now. Tara, have you seen a ghost in the last week? Any new ghosts you got for us?
Well, we got a couple of stories. My dad, I was telling him about, the podcast, and
I'm so hyped.
He had a listen to it, so the reviews are in.
Oh.
My dad said it was very talky.
Oh. Thank you.
And almost off topic. So there's that review for you.
Some feedback there. Feedback we can incorporate. We could stay more on topic. Yeah.
Some good feedback. And my mom's review was, it sounds like you had a lot of fun making this, and a smiley face. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, same energy as, I love your handmade ashtray that you made me for Mother's Day. You must have had a lot of fun making it.
This is sort of like the bare minimum kind of like supportive that my parents can be.
Oh, no.
They really struggle because they're fundamentally like supportive people. And if you ever meet them and my mom says afterwards that you seemed sweet enough, it's like
you may as well burn in hell.
Burning indictment, yeah. So,
oof, yeah.
Not sure, but anyways, 2 reviews in.
Okay, cool. Well, my mom also reviewed it, by the way.
Oh, what did she say?
She actually did enjoy it, apparently. She said that it was funny.
Okay, that's good.
And that she said something like, we went on unexpected tangents, which I think is a nice way of saying we did not stay on topic. But she did like it, and she is the sort of person who will not tell you she likes something if she doesn't like it.
Okay, so, all right, so we've got a couple of reviews in.
Yeah, parental reviews of varying trustworthiness. All right.
There we go, the reviews are in. I did use the opportunity to ask my dad if he had seen a ghost, and he said that at our old house, where I saw the Bruce Willis ghost, or man, are we not sure?
Yep.
He said that he once did see a ghost there, and it was a headless girl standing at the bottom of the bed, and he just saw her once and never again.
What?
But he refused to come onto this podcast and testify to that.
He doesn't want to share a story. It's not going in the archives.
He doesn't want to share the story, but he does have a UFO story, which perhaps I can convince him to come on and tell. We can do maybe a special UFO edition.
Yeah, Tara's Dad UFO edition coming up.
My dad and I did actually go UFO hunting in the Karoo.
How'd that go?
Well,
or are we going to save that story for the special?
We'll save that story for the special edition. We did actually go to a town where there had been a UFO landing in the 60s, and we spoke to some of the local residents and got a newspaper clipping, and there is actually video footage of us surveying the area where the UFO landed.
Oh, I thought you were going to say video footage of the aliens. Like, oh yeah, no one's talking about this.
No, not that time. Sorry to disappoint.
Damn.
But yeah, perhaps we should do a special UFO edition. So perhaps, have you ever seen a ghost or a UFO? Have you ever seen anything weird? Maybe that's what we should call this podcast.
Yeah, I did not see any new ghosts in the last while. I had an ovarian cyst removed, so that's one ghost that's been exorcised.
It's a ghost now?
From me, so that's a ghost now. I didn't ask to keep it. I thought that it was best that we part ways. I know that you suggested that we maybe make a little shrine.
Oh, we could have saved it for the highest Patreon level, you know?
Oh, Jesus.
No? Okay.
That's genuinely like, I will not. Even if someone asks for like a lock of my hair, I'm like, I'm a very scientific and rational person, but you are not going to be putting a curse on me. Not with my help.
No. I mean...
You're going to have to try a little harder than that.
Definite curse material.
Huge curse material.
So this doctor, do you trust them not to put a curse on you?
I paid my bill.
I mean, you did pay it off, right? Essentially, so...
Fuck me. I paid my bill. She should be fucking blessing me. She should be using that extra flesh she took from me to like help me win the lotto or some shit.
I mean, you and I were having a discussion yesterday. I mean, I feel bad making this one of these podcasts where we just kind of go on.
Oh my God, I hate that. This is all getting cut. This is going to be a fucking 25-minute podcast. It's just going to be the voice note and us laughing at it, and then it's just going to stop.
You know what? In fact, let's not relitigate the whole "what do you have to do to win the lotto" discussion, because
gotta be lottery ghosts, right? There has to be a lottery ghost story out there somewhere.
Some kind of a lottery ghost. I mean, I don't know if you remember that I had a dream where I received the winning lottery numbers, and
no,
I defied like time and space and dimensions to like wake up enough that I could give Yusra the lotto numbers. And I was like, please write these down. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, just write these numbers down. There's no time to explain. And I was like, it was like I was kind of holding on, trying to be between the two worlds.
In between dimensions.
And she kept on asking questions. And I was like, don't wake me. Just write this down. Write these numbers down. Anyway, so
she'd be entirely unhelpful.
Entirely unhelpful. I kept on asking her. I was like, hey, we should play the lotto with these lotto numbers that we got. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, we will. And then eventually, when I pressed her about it, it turns out that she hadn't written down the numbers. She had just told me that she was writing them down when I was asleep. Yeah, so that's...
In hope that you wouldn't remember.
Hoping that I wouldn't remember. It was a huge, huge betrayal.
That's cold. So basically, she owes you a multi-million rand jackpot.
So basically, we did win the lotto. We could have won the lotto.
You could have.
We could have.
All signs point to yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, rip.
So I now make no apologies for being unemployed.
Listen,
I did my bit.
She had the chance.
I did my bit.
Had the chance. She blew it. So sorry, sir.
She blew it.
Gonna have to go be a lawyer now. Just instead of a millionaire's girlfriend.
You know,
that's a choice you made.
Wild to me that she made that choice, but you know.
That's so bold. That's also extremely Easter move, though. She's like, yeah, sure. Because I bet you wake her up like 3 times a night with, quick, the location of the map.
I don't know. I mean, she talks a lot more in her sleep than I do. Yesterday, she was saying, what if our legs were made out of balloons?
Great question.
So, really makes you think.
Read that again.
Really, read that again.
So yes, so we found some more people who have seen ghosts.
My friend Claire has seen a ghost, yeah.
Yes. So we have this convo with her and her sister Natalie. I knew that. So Claire and Natalie have actually a 2-parter ghost story for us.
It's a bumper edition.
The ghosts just keep coming. Thank you so much, Claire and Natalie, for your submission. And also, if you're listening and you have a ghost story or you want to ask everyone you meet for the rest of eternity if they've seen a ghost, feel free to submit your ghost story to us. Our contact info is in the
thing.
I guess, what do you call it? Like in the description? In the thing.
It's in the thing.
In the podcast show notes. That's the one. Listen, I wish I could say that I'm still recovering and my brain isn't what it normally is, but we're just back to normal. We're just back to mediocrity. Because, you know, like when they tell you you're recovering, like first you'll be sore and then you'll be just like super tired and you'll feel randomly gross and you won't sleep so good. And then like your brain won't work. And then you'll feel better again. And I'm like, but that middle part is my baseline though.
Yeah.
That's how I felt before. Just tired, gross, and confused.
Just kind of tired the whole time.
So hopefully I'm going to bounce back so hard that I'm going to go into a new level. So yeah, let's listen to our first of our bumper edition of Ghost Stories.
Okay, so my friend has started a podcast and it's called Have You Ever Seen a Ghost?
Yes, I have.
Yes, so I mean, I've seen a couple of ghosts. Well,
Really?
what I think I've seen are ghosts. But I think your story is more...
Okay, well, I don't remember him.
Okay, but tell us the story.
Oh, your voice recording now?
Yes.
What ghost have you seen?
Backstory. Okay, so I went to a all-girls Catholic school, Marcella, in Durban. There was a convent. Well, our school was a convent, and it had been a convent for many, many years, like since the 1800s. And because of consumption, like TB, there were like these little secluded rooms, and the one was called Lucy's room, and it was this tiny, it had like a little short door, and the nuns that got sick would be put away in that like little room, and it was like up in the attic. It was anyway. So Lucy's room had a label on it, and then there was this thing about like Lucy the ghost. And so when we had a camp out one year when we were in grade 4, my friends and I went ghost hunting because we were like desperate to see Lucy. Did we see Lucy? Did we not see Lucy? I mean, I'm pretty convinced we saw Lucy because
What did you look like?
she was like this like short. Oh, and also there was like also the story that she hadn't died of consumption, that she had actually fallen down some stairs and broken her neck. Yeah, and that story came about because we had these like protective like meshes, because there was this like 3-story staircase that had like an atrium down it, and then it had like this mesh at the first floor, so like if you did fall, you would only fall one floor. And the rumor was that like Lucy had fallen and broken her neck. Anyway, so there was this little grotto, and it had a little statue of Mary in it, and Bernadette kneeling down. Little statue of Mary, little statue of Bernadette kneeling at Mary's feet. And it was like deep in the gardens, like the grounds of our school. And my friends and I went ghost hunting, and when we got to the grotto, we saw Bernadette kneeling, but then this other person like kneeling next to Bernadette. Needless to say, we all like dropped our torches and ran away screaming back to the field. But yeah, that was the story of Lucy.
Let's go part 1.
I think when I heard that voice note, and she spoke about like the little room,
Lucy's room.
Amazing. I can't believe that this place had like a little built-in nungeon, a dungeon for nuns.
No, man. A nungeon.
A nungeon for nuns. I also audibly gasped when she said that there was somebody else kneeling there.
Oh God, me too.
It's just so good.
I feel worst.
Like she needs to fucking be directing some of the creepypastas, giving them some direction, because that's storytelling right there. That's the jump scare, you know?
Yeah.
I think like what I also just love about this is like just like right off the bat, there are so many like scary and like ominous things like going on in this school for children.
Solid like trope on trope on trope.
So many people having consumption that there's a whole separate little consumption dungeon on the grounds.
There's like a quarantine ward for sickly consumptive nuns.
The mesh to stop people falling out.
Yeah, the mesh.
Like, I don't know. These aren't great signs. It's the same as when you like go to a mall and you see a sign saying no Heelys or like no skateboarding. It's like, you know, there was an incident.
Oh yeah. Something happened. Yeah. No one's proactively putting up those signs. They're like, if one more kid rides over a hamster in this fucking food court.
Like, you always have to go back, like, what actually happened? And so, for me, the meshes the Healy sign of there definitely being a ghost.
And yeah, there's obviously you're not going to put a mesh on every stair, but I do appreciate the sunk cost of, well, you're going to fall some.
Yeah.
There's this 3 long staircases, and if you're falling, listen, you got to get to the bottom of the first landing to learn your lesson. We're not going to go and rebuild this fucking staircase so that it's safe. We're just making sure that you don't start haunting the grounds.
Yeah.
But my question with Lucy the Ghost is, the jump scare is absolutely, she's established in her room. It's got a label and everything. You know that, oh, she died of consumption or she died of falling down the horrible stairs. But then she's suddenly in a grotto, kneeling by a statue. And that really makes me ask the question of how strong of a signal did this ghost have? Because I feel like from grotto to nun attic.
Okay, interesting. So what you're suggesting, Dacia, is that ghosts work on a similar principle to Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
And there's sort of like a central kind of node. And then, like, as they get away, it's like 2 bars, 1 bar.
She must have had, like, one of those signal boosters that you get.
Like, by the time you get to the grotto, it's like 1 bar. Sort of like haunting degree.
Oh, I think you're frozen. So yeah, little unplanned interruption there.
Okay, I'm back.
We were talking about how ghosts are like Wi-Fi, and then Tara's Wi-Fi died, just like a ghost would do.
So spooky.
Tara hit too close to the truth, and now she froze.
So I didn't get to hear your response on this because what you're implying is that ghosts work in the same way as Wi-Fi. Like they sort of have like a central hub, like the dungeon is sort of where there are 3 bars or whatever, and then...
Yeah, and then you get a staticky, more wispy ghost the further out you go. Depends on which way the wind blows. My question is, how far can they actually go? Like, because it always feels like, oh, the grounds are haunted, or the house is haunted, or the hospital is haunted. The cliff is haunted. There's always like these very narrow, I would say...
Parameters of haunting?
Wait. Do ghosts respect property boundaries?
Okay.
Yes. Why are ghosts respecting property boundaries so much?
Very interesting.
Is it like... Yeah. Are we laying salt down for when we're like dividing up plots? Is that a thing that people are doing and just not talking about?
Huh. I mean, it does also kind of beg the question again of like, what are ghosts doing? Because, I mean, like, if you were a ghost and you could go anywhere, why would you just, like, stick around?
What are they up to?
In the place that you died? It seems like that would kind of be the last place that you'd want to be. Surely you would want to go, I don't know, like, on a holiday or...
Well, maybe this is her holiday. She's like, let me go reach out to the statue, scare some kids.
Also, like, what are you praying for? You already did. Like...
What are you praying for?
I mean, maybe it was a prank.
It really does come down to, this is another case of ghost or guy. Because we know that they saw a figure with their flashlights for a minute and screamed and ran away. Good for them.
The chapstick moved by itself.
The orange lip ice moved by itself. But yeah, with ghosts and Wi-Fi... I think that we did discuss the possibility last episode of the 5th G and 5G being for ghosts.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So ghosts in the machine are definitely...
All right. So in fact, actually, we're building a lot of evidence towards this.
We're really building a lot of evidence for haunted internet. I'm glad. I hope maybe we should start a case file if we need a haunted internet section of the podcast.
It could also be kind of like we've seen that there's a sort of a precedent for the pranks to ghost. So I mean, could this have been ghost kind of pulling a prank, doing a little jump scare?
Yeah,
it's possible.
It doesn't seem like Lucy was a mischievous ghost or a mischievous ghost. I'm going to decide how I'm going to pronounce that and then edit out the one that I don't like. It didn't seem like she was too prankstery in the beginning, but I feel like once you're dead for a couple of 100 years, you know, the praying gets old, the wandering up and down the staircase gets old, the mesh starts to chafe. You got to start doing something new.
Yeah, I mean, you got to kill time, right? Somehow.
Literally. Time killed you, so you got to get it back.
Literally. Time killed you. Because it's also, I mean, a spoiler alert for the next section. Are ghosts kind of located where they died? Because it doesn't seem to be the case necessarily. I mean, it does seem like sometimes it could just be a place that you lived or worked or had some kind of a, I don't know.
Connection to.
Affiliation to, connection to.
Maybe it's like when you're freshly dead, you're just in that room. And then a few years pass, you get to go down the stairs. A few more years pass, a couple of decades, you're on the lawn.
Right.
You know, maybe it's like a loyalty program.
So we're talking about like a millennia long like supercut of like a ghost sort of like bah, 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 like I don't know.
Training to get further and further away.
Lifting mugs and coffee cups, whatever. Trying to like blow out candles and stuff, like trying to punch candles.
Yeah.
Bah, 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 like building up power until eventually you get to like poltergeist level.
I think that is the only logical explanation.
I mean,
okay, that wasn't the only ghost story that we got, though.
Yeah. Okay. Let's listen to the rest of it.
Okay, so let's hear ghost story number 2.
Okay, yes. So let's talk about your bestie.
Okay, so obviously they say like children are more susceptible. What? Open.
Yeah.
To talking to spirits or listening to spirits. So this would have been told to my mom and dad. When we moved into Woodlands Avenue, I was 2 or 3 years old. And for a few weeks, I kept on just babbling about and chatting to somebody. And mom would always ask, who are you chatting to? And I would always say, I don't know I can't remember, his name was John or something. But I'd always say, oh, I'm chatting to so-and-so.
But like name and surname.
I would say the name and the surname.
When I retell the story, I always say P. Sherman because like from Finding Nemo. P. Sherman.
Yeah, and then like mom got super shocked the first time I said it apparently because obviously I can't read. I'm an illiterate
2-year-old.
And it happened more than once that I would say this name. And then eventually it came out that he was the man who previously lived in the house before us, and that apparently there was like miswiring with the pools and like the electricity or whatever, and he had like got electrocuted in the pool.
Yeah, so
but I would then chat to him. He'd come play with me.
But I think what was so good, like what I remember being so creeped out about when we were little, is that you kept on saying this name, but you obviously couldn't read, and mom was like, I don't know who the fuck this person is. But then a couple of weeks later, some mail came and she saw this name. So like, you know, there was mail addressed to Mr. John so-and-so, and mom was like, what the hell? And then to like kind of double down on the haunted house of Woodlands Avenue is that dad would wake up in the morning and he'd be sitting in his room doing his like morning meditation or whatever, and he would hear someone walking down the stairs, and he would wait
ankles.
Yes, and he would wait for like you or Emily to like come into the bedroom,
because Tristan's ankles also used to click every time.
Yes,
it was his and mine that would click, and then he'd be like, Tristan, is that you, my boy? And then be nobody.
And like you or Em or Tristan wouldn't come through the door. Yeah, and then so when we were moving out, our next door neighbor Georgina had been like my best friend at school, and she was like, oh, okay, now you guys are moving out, I can tell you what happened. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, the previous owner drowned in the pool. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, my mom swore that we weren't allowed to tell you until you moved out of the house, because your mom said that like you guys wouldn't swim in the pool if you knew someone had died in the pool.
Man, I learned how to swim in the pool. It's the cycle of life and death, man.
So you don't remember him?
I don't remember him. I don't remember seeing him, or I don't remember the conversations.
I wonder what you guys spoke about. This family makes me want to murder. He's probably like, yes, if you go to the pool. This is okay, so that's your ghost story then.
Should I go straight?
Absolutely top-notch ghost story. Incredible. Laughed, I cried, it changed my life.
Top notch. I mean, like, let's just put ourselves in the shoes of their mom.
Oh my god.
She gets that piece of mail.
Be like, John P. Sherman?
And it's like, oh shit. No.
Oh my god.
It can't be.
My favorite also, can I just have a little shout out to the very derisive manner in which she said, I was an illiterate too. That's a rare and pathetic thing to be. It really brings me to the core joy of this story is imagining being like this older guy who's a ghost now, and the only medium you have access to is a toddler.
Yeah.
That's the only person you can talk to. And you're like trying to have a conversation and be like, listen, I need you to contact my accountant. There's some stuff that I didn't wrap up.
There's some stuff.
Nothing.
There should be some mail coming in a couple of weeks.
There's some mail coming for me. Just make sure it's John P. Sherman. That's my name, okay? And she's like, okay, cool. We talked about counting. You're my best friend. Just having all this unfinished business. Listen, you need to bring an electrician. You need to look at the pool. People think they fixed it, but they didn't. And this is the thing. Don't put it on at night. And she's like, yay, fishies.
Oh man, do you think this is like the origin story of the film Boss Baby? That's actually what's going on. Boss Baby is actually just possessed by a ghost. Yeah.
I haven't seen the movies, but I'm sure that this is going to be the horror prequel to Boss Baby Origins is...
I also, I don't know, I really just want a t-shirt that says, Tristan, is that you, my boy?
Aww. And it wasn't.
And it wasn't.
Why does this family have clicky ankles? I've never heard of that.
I also do. In fact, it's not my ankles, it's my knees that click.
You're just clicking all over the place.
They just do that now. I don't know.
But then why, as a ghost?
As a ghost, you don't have knees.
That's also true. As a ghost, your joint problems are over.
Oh, amazing.
That's the upside.
Yeah. Maybe that's sort of like the levels, like level 1, talking to a toddler, like level 2, once you've accumulated a few more points, you get to choose a fun quirk, like your knees click or your ankles click or something, and you just kind of...
You can close a cupboard door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like emerald level.
That's sort of emerald level, yeah.
Yeah. And you can wander 50 meters around your point of
You can wander 50 meters. Now, if you're wanting to get more than 100 meters away from the property, you are looking at the platinum package.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to make a sacrifice. Any toddlers you have around. Yeah. But listen, there are some really good perks. There's a haunted lounge.
A haunted lounge.
For pre-boarding. There's a haunted lounge that you have exclusive access to.
Amazing.
I really have to give props to the sheer willpower of the friend to not immediately tell your friend and neighbor that there was a whole ass dead body in their pool.
I 100% would have told that immediately.
What is this blood pact that this kid made with her mother?
What child?
I think Georgina was also a ghost.
Yeah, what child?
How is she doing this?
Was able to hold on to that information. Information is so valuable when you're a child.
All you've got.
So valuable. Yeah. It's the only currency you have. Yeah. And to hold on to a nugget like that.
And little kids piss each other off all the time, and you're just like, oh, you took my doll? Guess what, bitch?
Guess what, bitch?
Guess what died in your pool? Your bestie.
How? I mean, how on earth did the
power?
I think that's really the main mystery here for me. It's like, how on earth?
Georgina and her ability to keep her mouth shut.
That's the real mystery. It's like,
how did you do that? Send us a voice note. What dark ritual did you perform?
What is she doing now? I mean,
it's incredible.
The power. I mean, like,
what's it like?
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
she's probably not, she's not going to send us a voice note because she's probably a fucking spy.
There's nothing that you can do to her, clearly. I mean,
she's an international woman of espionage right now, and nobody knows.
Wow, amazing. But what I also liked about this story is that it wasn't, you know, the child did see things. Obviously, we've established that kids are more prone to seeing stuff. But I mean, like, it was confirmed, right?
Yes.
By, like, numerous other people, and other people sensed the presence of this ghost somehow, you know? Like the dad hearing the footsteps and...
This is the thing. It's like if it's the whole ass family, I'm like, I believe it less because you're just going through like some sort of mass hysteria thing. But if it's like only the dad and it's only the clicking thing, like the clicky ankles.
Clicky ankle thing.
Like, what part is even clicking? That's also a mystery to me. Are you okay? Are y'all okay? Are your ankles still okay? Should you not be strapping them? I'm worried about you going up and down these stairs. And then like, this little kid who's like, John P. Sherman is my best friend. We talk about his bills that are coming in the mail and how we should deal with them. What are they talking about?
This is my thing. Like, what do
they have in common?
What are they talking about? I've also been watching the old OG Unsolved Mysteries series, and there was actually a pretty similar story to this one of a kid again.
Oh no, he ran away again.
I'm here.
Well, it looks like you're online.
Oh,
no. Sorry, you broke up so bad. I lost all of that. You were saying
back
you were watching something.
Yes, I've been watching the Unsolved Mysteries, the OG version. And there was a similar case about a kid kind of seeing a guy who she called like Mr. Gordy or something like that. And it turned out that this gentleman had actually lived in the house previously, and again, it was kind of like confirmed by like a neighbor that, that's the name of the man who used to live there. Yeah, very, very interesting. And I remember having that thought then, like, what are they talking about? Like, again, it's like an old 60-year-old man and an illiterate 2-year-old.
Be like, how's work?
How's work, you know?
Just... How's work? How's Teletubbies? What was the plot today? Oh, buddy, don't die on me.
I'm sorry. I can't become a ghost in here. There's too much laundry. Sorry.
Too much laundry to do. That's your unfinished business.
Yeah. But yeah, what are they talking about?
What are they chatting about?
It doesn't seem like she was scared of him, so that's good. Right?
No, that's the thing. The kid is just, here's like a random presence in my house. They're like puppies. They're like, you're here. You're my friend.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I also do remember one. This is very, very important that my mom actually suggested or reminded me about this. When I was a kid, I had some imaginary friends who were just ducks that I called the duck friends.
Just ducks?
Yeah, they were just ducks.
Aww.
Yeah. Anyways, very cute.
Just a little dropping by. I was also adorable as a child. Ducks. I was very scared of ducks as a child.
Oh, yeah?
But I also did once catch like a baby duckling at Amarantia. One of the little babies in my hands, and I was really proud, and I decided that it was mine now because I had it in my hands.
Wait.
And then some random woman told me to put it down.
Did you catch one
bitch.
like at just like a public place? It wasn't like...
Yeah, like at a lake. There were like ducks. And I was like, this one is mine.
Free ducks!
Free ducks. Come and get him. All you can carry.
Free ducks.
Duck buffet.
Come and get them. Yeah, I guess they are free.
They are free, but a lady told me, not my fucking parents, but a random woman was like, put that duck down. I was like, fucking cops.
Knock.
I don't know what my plan was. I was probably like 5. I was like, that's the end of the plan. Acquire duck.
Who knows how high you could have flown with that investment.
Acquire duck, profit. Remember when we said this was going to be a quick episode?
Well, we were wrong.
Okay, so speaking of intimidating animals, segue. My brain is fucking done, hey. So our segment today is horrible monsters. So we have a little horrible monster to chat about. And it is actually one of the very few horrible monsters that I have in my back pocket, along with my small duck. And it is the rolling calf that comes all the way from Jamaica and the Caribbean islands. It is honestly, like, the more I find out about it, the more I love it. If you've never heard of a rolling calf before, Tara has, and that's why she's laughing.
If you've never heard of this thing before, you are in for just the best surprise. I'm sorry.
In for a treat. So, for context, the kind of Jamaican term for ghosts or spirits is a duppy. And a duppy is slightly different from kind of our conception of ghosts. It's not just a spirit of a person. It is a spirit of a person who died, but they can manifest as the person who they were before, but they can also manifest as a creature. So like as a snake, as a calf. And the rolling calf is extra intimidating. Because this is a ghost of a person. And also I would like to do a shout out to, did I close the tab like a fucking idiot? Wait. Oh my God. My journalism. There we go. Huge shout out to myislandjamaica.com, which I will put in the show notes, which has supplemented my knowledge from my Jamaican friend, who said that basically in her childhood, the rolling calf was pretty much a monster that either was a calf or a goat that in her telling had no legs. So fully rolling, fully floating. I asked her if it rolled and she was like, no, it floated. And I'm like, is that more intimidating? And this was a bad ghost cow that would hide in the bushes and chase bad children who didn't do their homework, children that were out late at night, and with the sheer power of its paranormal energy, okay?
How does an amulet? It has no legs.
It's called being a ghost. How do ghosts get anywhere? They're on ghost skateboards. Okay? So yeah, so her version of the rolling calf is a calf like a baby cow. And she said that even now, as a full-grown adult, she gets a little spooked when she hears, like, cows mooing. Just, like, walking down the road and hearing a cow moo because she's like, it's like that Pavlovian response of, I didn't do my homework. Rolling calf. So then I did some further research. So apparently the rolling calf is usually a ghost of a bad guy. Usually a butcher or a farmer, I guess, cow-adjacent bad guy. It's often like a 3-legged goat or a bull. So you can kind of tell, oh, that one's got 3 legs. It might not be a normal goat or a normal bull. But if that's not enough to let you know that this might be a paranormal goat or bull, it also has red eyes, smoking nostrils, and rattling chains descending from its body.
Okay, that actually does sound pretty
fucking intimidating. We're really upping the spook factor for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming like the rolling the chains, the rattling chains are like, you know, it was tied up somewhere and it got too evil and it got out from the chains.
Okay, it could also be like, maybe it was like a criminal or...
Yeah, so apparently the rolling calf is the ghost of an evil person, but also they torture evil people and criminals or like thieves or people who misbehave.
Interesting.
And of course, to my friend, this was also did not finish math homework, basically a criminal act. So I bet you're wondering, well, what the hell am I going to do when I'm in Jamaica and I hear this rolling calf rattling and snorting and smoking from its nostrils around the corner from me? What am I going to do? I'm doomed. They can apparently go pretty fast, regardless of how few or no legs they have. But the good news is that my sources from the grimoire of the internet, we have some rolling calf weaknesses. Okay. Before I start, I need you to guess a few of the rolling calf weaknesses. If you were a ghost hunter, how would you tackle this calf?
Go up a flight of stairs. I have a strong feeling that that's a weakness too.
Oh, I think you're frozen again.
To something with no legs. Okay.
She lives.
All right. So ask your question.
Okay, so I think we need to make an agreement to not talk about the Wi-Fi ghosts. The Wi-Fi ghosts were just a joke. They're not real, and they can't hurt us. So what we know about the rolling calf, okay? It's a ghost of a person. He's got red eyes, smoking nostrils, chains rattling, tortures criminals, also comes out at night, obviously more powerful at the full moon, and can both chase you down and block your road to, I don't know. I'm not really sure what he does to you. I guess stomp you? Roll on you? Just eat you, maybe. Generic bad thing happen.
just eat you.
Just kind of eat you like a burger. Just eat you like a little hot dog. But before I tell you its weaknesses, I'm going to need you as an aspiring Ghostbuster to give me your best shot of what you think its weaknesses are.
I mean, garlic?
Oh, garlic is
maybe?
That's a good guess. Like
body of water?
Oh.
Yes, okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready. That was 0 out of 3. The rolling calf has eaten you like a hot dog. I'm sorry.
Oh, damn it.
But I think they were all really good guesses. And we don't have evidence to say that it can swim. But since it's rolling, one can only assume that the momentum could carry it across the water like a skipping stone.
That it'd be floating.
It'd be floating. It's just ominously bobbing towards you.
Okay, well, tell me, what do I need to do?
First of all, you're going to need a mirror. So it's stronger at the full moon, but also it's scared of the moon.
Okay.
But you can't make it look directly at the moon because I think it's like dogs, they can't look up. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a mirror, and you're going to need to angle the mirror like a hairdresser. Just really get that wrist action going to make sure that it can see the moon through a mirror.
Oh, man.
Okay. So that's the most passive option.
That's a fucking needle to thread, huh? That's a fucking needle to thread when you're being chased
when
down.
That bad boy is rolling towards you at full speed.
Okay, is there anything else?
Oh, there's so much more. So we're kind of putting these kind of level of investment, level of difficulty. So the next one, and I think water was close, it's crossing the street. They don't like to cross streets.
Okay. I mean, I get that. Me neither.
Same. But I really like this as a deterrent for like children misbehaving. Like, you better cross that street. Cross it as fast as you can. Don't look. Yeah. Don't look. Just cross. The calf's going to get you.
Incredible.
Another really good one that is kind of a little more of a sacrifice is you can drop random objects because they like to count things. They have to stop and count things.
Amazing.
If your mirror didn't pan out, you can just kind of throw it on the ground and empty out your pockets of, you know, your Tazos, your pencil cases,
your protective salt. Just
everything that your mom got for you, like last week when school started. Yes. Your salt. Hopefully it's like a fine grain so you can stop him in his tracks.
Yeah.
And then the last weakness is being whipped.
Being whipped. Okay.
It does not like to be whipped. If you have a whip on you, you could whip it or threaten to whip it and it will run away.
Okay.
Physical trauma, I think, is...
Its weakness is it doesn't like physical pain.
Yeah. I love the idea of this rolling calf just being the most ridiculous yet intimidating thing out there in the countryside. Crossing, like checking every box for a monster.
I mean... I've got to say, like, my sort of initial kind of vision of it before you explained it a little bit further, I really just was picturing a cow with no legs.
Yeah.
It seems kind of cute somehow. It's kind of like a cow plushie, or like, it seems like it would make a great pillow. Like,
yeah, you could picture getting that in like a Japanese merch blind box, like rolling calf. Oh, the stabbing edition. Oh, look. Oh, collect all 3. This one's scared of a mirror. This one's counting things, and they like stack on top of each other. Oh my god, merch idea.
Collect them all.
Collect them all. Roll your calf yourself. How far will it go?
I mean, like, because a car with no legs is that's basically just an ottoman.
It's just a couch waiting to happen, isn't it?
It's just a couch. Oh man. Well, I'm glad that we know how to defend ourselves.
We need to add to our horrible monster section that we need to have like a weaknesses and defenses primer.
We do. We need like a growing sort of inventory list as well that people must carry at all times.
Yeah.
Handful of salt, a mirror, a whip.
Oh yeah. Whip always. Listen, even if you don't believe in ghosts and you don't believe in monsters, what could go wrong with carrying a whip?
I just feel like you got to be prepared, you know, for any sort of adversary.
Yeah, like you can defend yourself.
A whip is going to cover quite a lot of them.
The paranormal and the normal.
Yeah.
The paranormal and the normal things can all be whipped into submission. I love this idea of like this lion tamer character. He's a ghost hunter, but he just hits things and that's his superpower. So that is our terrible monster for the week.
That was our podcast. We did it.
Also, if you have some favorite terrible monsters, also feel free to submit them. That has been our podcast. I think that was a really good one today. I think we got some really quality, some top-notch ghost stories.
Such good ghost stories.
Yeah, we got practical solutions for if you ever see a rolling calf. Yeah, and if you're listening and thinking, hey, I wonder if anyone that I've ever met has ever seen a ghost, this is your call to action, to go out and ask people if they've seen a ghost. And if they say yes, you put up your one finger and you pull out your phone with your other hand. It's a two-handed operation. And you hit record on your voice note things. Just send it to the first person in your address book. It doesn't actually have to. Yeah. So yeah, record the voice note of them telling their ghost story and send it to us as well. Because we are trying to find every single ghost story on the planet. And there has recently been an announcement that there is now 8 billion people and not 7.9 billion people in the world. So we really got to catch up.
So we've got to work a little harder.
Yeah, we're going to have to hustle.
And I applaud Claire for giving us the 2-for-1 there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Claire.
We do have an Instagram.
We have an Instagram in the show notes.
In the show notes. We also have a YouTube channel now.
We have a YouTube channel now. Is it Have You Ever Seen a Ghost podcast?
It might be.
We will also put that link in the show notes. How exciting. Please let us be monetized.
Yes.
If you prefer listening to podcasts on YouTube, please, please, please go and like and subscribe and share. Yeah, that goes for every platform that you're listening on because we are on a mission. And man, we're really behind.
We're really, really behind. We need the manpower.
I've only got like 5 ghost stories. I'm stressing out.
We need better mics.
Can't breathe.
We need to buy whips.
We need the manpower. We need you.
to buy mirrors. We need to buy salt.
Please.
The list is growing.
The list is growing and we need your help. So please do submit to us if you can. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. I'm Dacia.
And I'm Tara.
We'll see you next time. This has been Have You Ever Seen a Ghost? Oh my god, I can't breathe. Dude, I think you made me sick.
This was so hard. Why was this so hard?
Oh my god, it was a difficult birth, guys.
Why was this so hard?
No, I feel like...
Why is everything so hard?
Literally, I feel like you gave me the flu through the screen. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like feeling like I've got a fever now. My throat is sore. What is happening? I need a nap. Oh my goodness. But you know what my thing is also? That yes, we can acknowledge that we're croaky and we can acknowledge that we sound slightly worse than the bad amount of quality that we usually sound. But I refuse to apologize for my croaky voice or the knocking of suburban life happening through the first half of my audio, and also the screaming toddler in the second half of my audio. I refuse to apologize.
But it is what it is,
it's
okay?
just like that sometimes.
I've already generated...
She's on the ball.
I've already generated our first piece of AI art.
Incredible. What was your prompt?
The rolling calf, and I think that you're going to find this one very, very conceptual.
Excellent.
And interesting.
I can't wait to be terrified.
And I'm dropping that in your
Thank you
Discord.
very much. Okay. Okay, I need to stop talking and go lie down.
I love you. I need to lie
Even
down
me.
very badly.
Let's just go take a nap. Okay, love you. Bye.
I love you, but this was traumatic. Bye.